So I'm here watching a video of Sule Lamido talking about Abiola's election in June 12, 1993. He said Tinubu supported Babangida to annul that election. Now, before we break down what he said in this video, let me tell you who he is and the scenario that led to that issue. Under Babangida's tenure, they decided to hand over to democracy, and Babangida decided to conduct an election. In case you don't know who is Sule Lamido, he was in the House of Rep from 1979 to 1983, which means he had been in government before that time. Now, after that whole craze happened, Sule Lamido became the governor of Jigawa State for 2 terms. Now, before the election, Tinubu, our present president, was in the Senate under the military government, right? So after the June 12 election, it was overwhelming that Abiola won the election. But instead of the election to be announced in favor of Abiola, Babangida said they cancel am. He said they annulled the election. Now, what caused the June 12 quarrel be that Abiola went ahead to declare himself the president. Now they arrest him. You know, after Abiola's arrest, Babangida handed over to Shineko. And Abacha took power from Shineko. When Abacha took power, a lot of people called themselves the National Democratic Coalition. They came together and called themselves the National Democratic Coalition, NADECO. They started to fight Abacha and say his government is illegitimate. Tinubu is one of those people that fought Abacha. Then Abacha started to fight back, but it was military. So some of them ran away, including Tinubu. He ran when the fight got tired. Now, Sule Lamido is telling us that Tinubu, when they formed, like say, he was fighting for democracy. That was not fighting for democracy. There was actually in support of Babangida to annul the election. So now when Abacha entered, now they don't call like Abacha, they call it fight Abacha. Let's listen to Sule Lamido.
You see, I feel highly entertained by Tinubu's rhetorics, the way he's dramatizing his own role, in Nigerian democracy. Luckily, we're all alive. Let's go. Luckily, we're all alive. We're all there. We're all, participants in that particular, sphere of political activity. So I was in the middle of it. Tinubu became relevant and noticeable after Abacha took over government. Before then, he was the Senate. Well, was the secretary of the party. And with all respect to him, you see, he was part of those people who were supporting Babangida's annulment of June 12. He was part of it. His own mother, Haja Mogaji from Lagos, was organizing Lagos market women to come to Abuja to pledge, support for Babangida. I'm saying this because it's simply history. I mean no harm. Don't mean to embarrass him. But then you see, he was actively handing gloves to Babangida. Now, when Babangida saw the fact that he was having a problem with the party, he went to the National Assembly to address them. One infamous speech was, they are trying to incite you. It's you they are against.
Okay.
Tinubu was there, and the IU became very, very firm and straight on the issue of June 12. He called a meeting, then being the only senior elected person in government at that time, as Senate President, he convened a meeting in Edo, in Benin, we went there with the governor, where we went there and reaffirmed our commitment to June 12.
Okay.
All right? Babangida was so angry with IU. When he came by, he removed him and put in a better arrow. He put him there so that so that they can be aligned to Babangida, political kind of machinations. So when Tinubu today, after being a general president, decided to rewrite history, trying to maybe deconstruct history and then rewrite it, then it is very, very amusing because he was part of the Babangida support of June 12. He was part of it. Now, it was only when Abacha took over government that Tinubu then became our so-called activist of June 12. Not only all those who are talking about June 12 in NADECO, I mean no harm, I mean no disrespect. I'm simply saying what happened during that time. All of them, those people in NADECO, where were they on June 11? They had no part in June 12. They are not part of June 12 campaign. They are not part of the June 12 activities. What they are never, because most of them are saying they should now look, all of them, because they don't believe they want to work out. So when Abiola won the election, and then after the annulment, they are all very, very passive. But suddenly, after Abacha came on board, removing Sonekan, they became activists. They formed Nedeco. Nedeco was opposed to Abacha, was opposed to election formation. Nedeco was something which was formed, to fight Abacha, not to fight democracy, not to fight for June 12. Okay. So whatever Tinubu is doing today is simply reconstructing history the way he thinks it's going to fit his own political interests. But then obviously he was a major supporter of Babangida. Ask Babangida. Ask him. So when you talk about, honoring June 12, what are those characters? Ebote Ere, somebody who replaced Ayu for June 12? Who are the others? All of them. So he ran away. We stayed behind. We fought Abacha. I was detained, because of my fight, but I was detained. Okay. He was detained. So all of us, Adamu Churuma, Bola Ege, Yoche Ayu, Kwame, and many others, Bagaji, all of them were there. We fought Abacha. We fought him because we were willing to risk our lives. Tinubu ran away. He was not in the country. He only came back after the whole thing was, after the call was very, very clear. So what I'm saying is, all those advocates of June 12, they are more concerned with the bath water rather than the baby. Okay. They are more concerned because most of them were at the end of the meal. When the product was being processed, they simply picked up the product. The process which produced the product, they are not there. They're not part of it. They only pick the product. Okay. And today it's not about the victor, but it's about the victory more than anything else. So we make this kind of distinction. The difference between the victory and the victor. The DECO were more concerned with the victory than the victor. As far as they are concerned, in the bathwater they are trying to use, they are trying to hang on to their own kind of riding on top to reinventing history in Nigeria. Otherwise, I feel embarrassed for the president, for the way he's talking, honestly. Ask anybody. Go ask anybody. We're all there. Ask Ayu, ask Jerigana. They are all there. Ask Langiwa. So, what is happening today in Nigeria is simply something very, very laughable. People, who had no political pedigree, who had no political history, who are not known as freedom fighters, are now at the forefront fighting for Nigerian democracy. It's so laughable.
Okay. Tinubu might not have supported Abiola. Everybody has their choice, right? But after Abiola won and the election was annulled, it is only sensible that they say, this is not right. We don't support this guy who win the election, but we give him. What I'm still trying to find out about this Sule Lamido speech is, did Tinubu support the annulment? When you say, well, he was passive after the election, which means he was not vocal. Not everybody will be vocal. But when Abacha entered, he started becoming vocal, and that one pain and pass the annulment. Or probably don't look and say, if we keep quiet, But what we really need to confirm is, Excellency Mr. President, are you a supporter of the annulment? Because today we are all acting as if we like democracy. Although your body language doesn't tell us otherwise, But we are a supporter of the annulment. Because when I saw you at the Babangida's book club, people look like when I be party from way back. And now it's getting more clever and clever, So let's know if, because history is being written right now, whether you like it or not, Sule Lamido has said something that we're going to record. So you either tell us the truth or you let it be if it is the truth. But it's well.